We're getting breaking news now. The Supreme Court in London has unanimously ruled that the Prime Minister's decision to suspend Parliament under prorogation rules was unlawful and that MPs should return to work as soon as possible.
Well, the court ruled that it was unlawful, void and of no effect. Supreme Court President Lady Hale said that the Speakers of the House of Commons and Lords can take immediate steps to enable each House to meet as soon as possible.
Commons Speaker John Bercow said the House of Commons must convene without delay and he will be consulting party leaders as a matter of urgency. Robert Peston joins us now on the phone. He's in Brighton for the Labour conference.
Good morning.
Robert, what does this mean now for us, for the Prime Minister, for the country?
Well, the simple point is that Parliament is still sitting. I know that sort of defies the evidence of our eyes, but the most extraordinary thing has happened today, and genuinely I cannot stress how extraordinary this is, which is that the Supreme Court, that's the highest court in the land, has said that the Prime Minister acted unlawfully in asking Her Majesty to suspend Parliament and to send MPs home and to cancel all legislation that hadn't worked its way through Parliament. Now, to be clear, I can find no precedent for this in British history. It is a humiliation of a serving Prime Minister like none any of us can remember.
So did he mislead the Queen?
The implication is, of course, that he misled the monarch, that he misled the Queen. And that in itself is a disaster. But it is also a blow to his ability to govern. Because basically, the Supreme Court has said it is Parliament, it is MPs who are in charge. And if you frustrate their ability to boss you, the Prime Minister, around, we will defend them. And so, you know, we are in this really extraordinary position of a Prime Minister who does not have a majority in Parliament, who was trying to use the suspension of Parliament to get through his vision of Brexit, being told, no, you can't do that. MPs are in charge and you have to take your orders from MPs.
Well, no... Go on.
This is not looking good for Boris Johnson at all, is it? What's going to happen to him next, do you think?
So it is very difficult to judge. I mean, he said last night, when asked if things went badly for him, whether he'd resign, he said he wouldn't. Now, there will now be a flurry of activity among MPs of all parties to try and see, is there any way of replacing him. Now, you know, you'll have seen that over the summer there was a lot of talk about votes of no confidence, putting in place a caretaker Prime Minister. That all collapsed because Tory MPs and Lib Dem MPs made it clear they couldn't support Jeremy Corbyn as a caretaker Prime Minister. I think it is still the case they probably couldn't support Jeremy Corbyn as caretaker Prime Minister. So it is altogether possible that they will now have a go at trying to persuade Jeremy Corbyn not to be so proud and to find some sort of compromise candidate, maybe a sort of centrist Tory or maybe somebody from the right of the Labour Party who would not be such a divisive figure, who might emerge as a caretaker Prime Minister. But I have to say, even if such a candidate could be found, think about the implications of all of that. So you've got a caretaker Prime Minister. People have talked, for example, about characters like Ken Clarke or Margaret Beckett taking over for a short period. But it wouldn't be a short period. It would be several months as Brexit was renegotiated, as potentially, preparations were made for a referendum, all of that. How would you find 100 MPs from different parties to become ministers for that period?
But bearing in mind...
How would you set up a government? I mean, we are in the most extraordinary mess, I would broadly summarise it as.
It's getting messier by the second.
So bearing in mind, Robert, that the Prime Minister is currently in New York at the United Nations, I'm assuming what will he do? Will he fly straight back?
Well, he will. He's coming back overnight tonight. What day is it today? Tuesday. No, in theory, he's coming back tomorrow. I don't know whether he will come back earlier than that. I think there could be quite a lot of people, given that people will see this as a crisis, who'll say he ought to come straight back. But we've also got this other, as I say, just to go back to where we started, the Supreme Court has said Parliament is still sitting. So if the Speaker wants to, the Speaker could just, bowl up in Parliament and open it today if he wanted to. I mean, look, there are also sort of little details like, let's just say Parliament resumes this week, which it may well do because, Supreme Court says, these people haven't really been sent home. Where MPs insist on sitting immediately and therefore Tory conference next week could be cancelled.
Well, thank you, Robert. Thank you very much
Appreciate
indeed. As always, and as we're sort of almost used to living with now, rapid movements of things from day to day, just adding greater confusion to absolutely everything. If we hear any more, we'll let you know straight away.